Yeah, she couldn't take it anymore. I mean, she had them ashes in that cardboard box in that coat closet for over a year, for Christ's sake. I mean, come on. That shit would freak me right out. That was her own father right there. She said that sometimes she swore she could hear him thumping away in that closet. I don't know. I tell you, I couldn't sleep with that shit. Anyway, she brought those ashes back home with her from L.A. Hey, don't ask me how you get cremated remains on a plane. I have no idea. I've never even been on a plane. Anyway, she brings them back home, right? And the whole family is back in town for a reunion, So they figured they could all come up with a place to spread them out there, They were supposed to do it out in California, out there by the ocean, but that didn't work out. Anyway, they all sat around trying to come up with a good place. Some kind of place that the guy was fond of, when he was alive. He had a couple of favorite places out in California, which is why they wanted to do it out there. But like I say, that didn't work out. I mean, he liked to go to the Friday night stock car races once in a while. I don't think any of them were into doing that. I mean, can you imagine sneaking out there and spreading those ashes all over that dirt oval? I don't know. Maybe that could have worked. Kind of weird having all those strangers in the stands, though, breathing in your father's ashes as those sprint cars race around. Crazy if you think about that. Crazy to think you could know somebody, or think you know somebody their whole lives, and not even know what they like. Places they like to go, things they like to do. I guess some people are always strangers. Maybe even to themselves. Hell, I don't know. Anyway, you ain't gonna believe this shit. You know where they finally decided to spread those ashes? You know that rest area out on Highway 22 between the two towns? Yeah, well, behind that building where the restrooms are, there's a grove of trees and a little stream kind of bends around, What do you call that? Oxbow, I think is what you call it, Oxbow stream. Anyway, maybe you never noticed. I mean, why would you? It's a rest stop, for Christ's sakes, You stop there, you take a whiz or do whatever, and you get back in your vehicle and you go. I guess when the old guy was still around, he'd like to take his fishing pole out there once in a while and try to catch something. I think most of the time they said he'd go alone, I guess. I went out there the other day when I was passing by and I checked it out. Thought maybe I'd pay my respects, I'm not gonna lie, it felt a little weird standing out there, thinking about those ashes being spread right there, right next to where people have to take a dump. But hey, after a bit, I could see why he liked the place. Kind of pretty, actually. Kind of quiet. Birds are chirping in the trees. And by God, I believe I did see a fish jumping out there in that water. Not a bad place to stop once in a while, maybe to think about stuff. Maybe smoke a couple cigarettes, You almost forget it's a rest stop, really. Well, then I got to thinking, what makes one place better than another, really? I mean, if you think about it, this whole area has quite a lot of history to it. Not the rest stop, of course, but, thousands of years ago, this whole region was covered by a glacial lake that came down from Canada. At least that's what they told us in school. That sucker was big. I remember them telling us that it was bigger than all the Great Lakes combined. I mean, Jesus, that's big. Damn near as big as an ocean, I guess. All that glaciation's what made this area so flat, too, Good for farming. Anyway, maybe that little Oxbow River's all that remains of that ancient body of water, Kind of cool if you think about it. Maybe throwing those ashes in that little river wasn't so different than doing it out in the ocean in California. Kind of the same thing if you think about it. I don't know.